been 10 years since an Indianapolis woman vanished from the city's east side.
No matter who the person is, I have always been apprehensive over people just vanishing off the face of earth, and we never see of them ever again. Today, we will be speaking on the cold case of Jessica Masker. Jessica Lynn Masker was a 24-year-old single mother to 2 young children when she went missing from Indianapolis in 2013. At the time of her disappearance, Jessica had begun to pursue her GED with the hopes of turning her life around for her sons. Jessica's family described her as an outgoing person who was always the life of the party and the type of person everyone loves to be around. Prior to her disappearance, Jessica had struggled in school as a result of possible deafness in one of her ears, which eventually led her to drop out and eventually led her to start experimenting with drugs. In her last few years, however, Jessica has started to pursue her education again and was focused on her children. Here's what we know about Jessica's disappearance. On April 14th, in 2013, Jessica is taken to the hospital following a domestic dispute with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was reportedly arrested following this dispute. The following day, April 15th, in 2013, Jessica's aunt dropped her off at her cousin's home, who lived in the 4800 block of East Washington Street, where she was planning on spending most of the day. Around 3 a.m., Jessica and her cousin, they get into an argument, resulting in Jessica leaving and walking down the street to a nearby gas station. At some point that evening, Jessica calls her brother saying that 2 men came at her wrong. Did Jessica know these 2 men? What did they really want from her? She had asked him for a ride home, but he was already on his way to work. Her brother suggests that she call her mother for a ride, but Jessica never does. Instead, Jessica called her boyfriend for a ride. Jessica is last seen around 4:30 a.m. Investigators believe that she had plans to meet her boyfriend after she left the gas station. During a phone call, she told her boyfriend that she was at that gas station, but was planning to walk down East Washington Street. She was never seen or heard from again. At the time of her disappearance, Jessica was 5'2" tall. She had hazel-colored eyes and brown hair, and she weighed around 95 pounds. She was last seen wearing a red and black jacket with a fur-lined hood, jeans with gray and pink tennis shoes. She also had several tattoos. The name Rob on her left wrist, the word Lil, like L-I-L, on the inside of her right wrist, a large flower on her back, a tattoo on her upper right arm and the shoulder, the name Travis on the back of her neck, and a vine on her right leg. Jessica's family fears that she was abducted, possibly by someone she knew, shortly after leaving the gas station in the early morning hours of April 15th in 2013. During their investigation, police questioned Jessica's boyfriend, who has never been named a suspect in the case, but he denied any involvement of knowledge of what happened to Jessica. Over the years since she has disappeared, Jessica's family and her friends have continued searching for her, holding visuals and doing everything they can to keep her case in the public eye. Jessica's family knows that without a doubt, she would never, in a million years, leave behind her 2 children. They know that this was foul play. Despite what the police are reporting that it's no foul play involved, her family knows otherwise. This is not in Jessica's character to do something like this.
Years now since an Indianapolis woman vanished from the city's east side. This time every year, her family comes together to keep her name in the spotlight. Our Matthew Foltz spoke with them as they stay hopeful that someone will come forward.
We give up on a lot, but we just have to keep doing it until she's home safe.
According to police, Masker was last seen on April 15th in 2013 near Washington and DeQuincy Streets on the southeast side. It's now the not knowing of what happened that worries one of her sisters.
We don't know if she's alive, if she's being beaten, if she's being trafficked, or if she's gone.
At the time of her disappearance, investigators did not think foul play was involved. However, Masker's family believes differently. According to her family, Masker was in an abusive relationship and had just given birth to a premature baby. Now they're hoping these new flyers will help lead to someone coming forward with the faith she's still alive.
We love you so much. Be strong and have faith. We will not give up until you're home.
While the Masker family gathers at Christian Park, they're missing one important person.
What if Jessica was here? What would it be like?
A question they hope this flyer helps answer.
The unknowing is the worst part. Birthdays and holidays pass, and it's really hard.
Jessica Masker disappeared in April 2013. Police say she was last seen on the southeast side near Washington and DeQuincy Streets. At the time, investigators said there wasn't any foul play involved. Jessica's family disagrees.
She was in a really bad relationship with a man that she had a child by.
Instead of dwelling on what might have happened, the family is pushing for new leads. For the last decade, they put these flyers up, hoping someone comes forward.
It is very hard on us still, but it just gives us hope.
They aren't just doing this for Jessica, but to also bring awareness to the hundreds of missing people in Indiana.
That number to us seems so big, and
It's not just another number to us either. It hits home.
Jessica's family just wants her home, and they aren't giving up.
We're supposed to be in this together, right? Let's be in it together. Let's help each other. Isn't that the only way to help?
In Indianapolis, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
Jessica's family encourages anyone with any tips on her disappearance to reach out to IMPD's Missing Persons Unit.
I personally think that if this wasn't an abduction by just someone who, has sinister plans and unalived her, I do feel like this could be a possible human trafficking case because no body has been discovered. No one has ever seen or heard of her. And people who are really good at doing things like this and covering their tracks pretty well are human traffickers. If you guys know or have seen anything, come forward anonymously. You do not have to identify yourself. Just come forward with any information that you knew or know now. Please, anything will help. This family deserves justice. Her children deserve justice. And I do hope that Jessica Masker someday soon gets her justice.